right. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We are going to start the stream off with Urban Champion.
I've never seen this game before,
So,
as I think we were talking.
yeah, this is one of the original black box games for the NES. And your moves are punch, high punch, and low punch. I am the guy with the blue hair, and I'm getting beat up pretty good here in front of the discount shop. Hey, Chris. I figured you might be around. I think everybody else is in bed already. Man, I'm really getting destroyed. I'm gonna have to start. If I get knocked in that manhole, it's over. Hey, Pishbot. Man, you're up late tonight.
You both punched each other
Yeah.
at the same time. That's awesome.
You gotta avoid a flower pot. What's your all-star team, Pishbot, on Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Oh. But you can see that like this is definitely at the same level as like if you made this black and white, it could be one of those like Game & Watch or Tiger games.
Oh,
you know?
oh, sure. I mean, it has about the same music, too.
Yeah. Although, you know, we play so many games that have no background music at all, just having something is a nice thing to have. So, Chad, his Marvel vs. Capcom team Pitchbots is Hulk, Servbot, and Akuma. So I guess Servbot and Akuma are they must be Capcom characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know
And
Servbot.
So successful.
Well, yeah, Akuma's a pretty good character, and Hulk is just like a beast in those games.
Yeah. This is Urban Champion. So what you've seen is the game. You're basically you're trying to win multiple rounds. I think if you win what I read online, if you win 145 rounds, you're dubbed the Urban Champion.
So, what is your record on round winnings?
I think I've won 2 or 3.
Okay.
I did much better the last time I played this one. I was just trying it out. I'm gonna see if I can win. See the hit detection. I wish that he would have got hit, and maybe there's no friendly fire. Maybe only you can get hit by that flower pot. Yeah, me too, Fishbot. I'm definitely a fan. Hey, since you're here, we may play some Do-Re-Mi Fantasy later. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Oh man, it's one of the greatest games of all time.
Okay.
I mean that. It was only released in Japan, but they put out an English patch.
Yeah.
And oh, be cool, man. Be cool.
That's awesome.
All right.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So if you, like, would it let you fight when that happens? Okay.
No. That's right. That's right. Oh.
Can you block in this game?
No. There's no block.
There's just...
It's hit or be hit.
Okay.
Did you know I was supposed to have a fight with J.R. Collins on the last day of school? Or
Really?
Maybe it was Jeff Collins. Which
Okay.
one is no longer with us?
I don't know.
You were the one that told me that one of the two, there was some sort of domestic dispute or something.
Oh, yeah, I don't...
At any rate, one of those guys,
Okay.
we were supposed to get in a fight on the last day of school. It never happened.
Of what grade?
This is like 9th grade,
Oh, okay.
because I beat him in arm wrestling.
Oh, I see. I bet it was Jeff then.
Probably so. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was. So I'm just mashing.
Oh,
Let's
that's probably
I'm just pushing A as much as I can. Alright, we'll knock this guy in the... If I knock this guy in the thing here, then the round will be over. And then we'll only have to win 144 more rounds. Tough here at the end. Let's keep backing him up. Oh, so close.
It's disappointing.
I think that's my favorite part of the game.
That is really cool.
The NES teaches you how to evade the police at a young age.
Yeah, that's right.
Man. Must be in a rough part of town here.
Yep. All that crime in front of the bookstore.
Yeah. It's really not that hard to evade the flower pot.
Right.
I mean, you just take a couple steps back. Oh. I'm losing the momentum. Man.
It's like a very frustrating game. I could not do this.
Yeah. It's like...
Now, will you fall down that manhole?
Yeah, if I get knocked down there.
But he would fall down that manhole, right?
Right.
Okay.
Alright. Every time I think I've got him on the ropes.
Oh.
So he is the urban champion.
Right.
He's just got to beat me 144 more times.
Right.
All right. So, so Pishbot, I didn't realize you were going to be here this late in the evening. So we're gonna switch it up just for you. I'm gonna change my thing here. It's gonna be Boat and Chad's Late Night Do Re Mi stream. Fantasy. And we'll put the game title in here. Do Fantasy. I don't think I'm spelling it right. There it is. So this is a late Super NES release too, 96.
Oh, wow.
All right, I'll get rid of that.
I've definitely never heard of this game.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. I'm sure he will, Pishbot.
What's that?
He said, "I'm sure. I hope that he hopes that you like it."
Oh, okay.
And
It's a Japanese game?
yeah, it's Japanese, but it's patched. I've got the English patch.
I'll probably like it.
And then we need to load.
I don't even know what it's about. I already like the way it looks.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah.
I could have sworn that I should be farther along than this. Unless I forgot to. Nope, I guess that's all right. We'll just start from right here. Oh, yeah, let me fix that. Thank you. Game stream. And there we go. So this is your basic Mario type game, except you've got a bubble shooter.
That's cool.
And this is by far the most annoying level in the game. So I saved my game here because I thought I wasn't going to make it to the end. And I can't believe I didn't save it where I was before, but I didn't. So that's how it is. Your suit color is sort of like how many hits you can take. So
Right.
if you've got a blue suit, you can take 2 more hits. A red suit, you're on your last hit.
I see.
We're in the like baked goods world.
Huh.
So let's see. I wonder if I can blow straight up. No, I can't. So to get up here, you have to do this sort of like it's almost like a Dragon Ball sort of thing.
Oh wow.
But the enemies are drawn really really well.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of detail. Like when you do that and then you whisk them away.
That's cool.
That's how you dispatch them.
That's neat.
These knives, man, they're no good.
I could tell.
All right.
So this game lets you save, or is that just like a feature of
It's
this?
an emulator.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah, and there's some cool jazz waltz stuff, but then there's like some like more ambient type stuff in the music.
Right.
But I'm super excited that Hasifa is sending me that SNES Mini.
Yeah,
He's here in the chat.
that's
so
awesome.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
There's tons of secret areas like around here.
I wonder if is this something, did he like just have this like still or something, or
Pitchbot, you said you had a friend in high school, like an exchange student or somebody from Japan that had a bunch of like Super Famicom cards. Is that how you found out about it? Hey Henrik, you're up late this evening. What are you up to? Yeah, Pitchbot confirms that. Yeah,
oh, okay.
the high school buddy.
Oh, okay.
So what you've got to do to progress is it's not enough to just beat the stage. You actually have to collect these stars.
Oh,
Because when you beat the boss, you get a musical instrument.
right.
But unless you have the 5 stars, you can't unlock the hidden power of the musical instrument.
Oh.
So that's why it's called Do Re Mi Fantasy.
I got you. How do you get to that one?
Oh, that's a good question. I did it before. Let's see. Maybe I've got to attack it from the other side here. A little late-night Street Fighter. Nothing wrong with that. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when the candle's burning. Oh. It's weird. Maybe I can just jump up there. I can. Oh, now I'm down to my last hit. This is a tricky section too. I've got to kind of run up against. Okay, good. Got an extra suit. That'll help a lot. Oh shoot, stupid pumpkin guy. But I do have the floaty boots.
Okay.
And so that gives you, like, you know, when you play the princess in Mario 2, how you can kind of float.
Right.
It's the same sort of thing. All right. Right in the door. Check this out. Isn't that cool?
That is neat.
It's like totally unnecessary. It means nothing to the game, but it's
Sure.
just a neat touch. There's a lot of stuff in like Chrono Trigger that's like that, you know.
Right.
The triple blaster. Oh, I was probably supposed to jump over there for some reason. Yeah, this SNES, is it original Street Fighter 2 on the SNES or Turbo, Henrik? At least I don't have to start that far away. In fact, there might be a suit in one of these. Yeah, there we go. But I like this game because there's just enough challenge to make it interesting, but it's not like insanely difficult.
Right.
I lost my awesome boots though. That makes me sad.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully there'll be some in here. Hey, invincibility. Oh man, I was supposed to jump up there to get to that thing.
Oh.
That's alright. Oh boy. Oh, shoot. there. It was right at the end.
The goal. Yeah.
All right, this time I want to do it right. Got the suit. You know what game? Did you ever have it? Did you have a Game Boy when you were growing up?
I didn't.
Okay. There's the second Mario game on the Game Boy, 6 Golden Coins.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of.
Okay.
I have no idea how you get up there. Pitchbot, do you know how you get up there? Maybe you need special awesome juice. This doesn't give me any extra powers. Man, it's like the Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
That's really the best way to deal with that.
Yep.
So anytime there's a board with a star in it, it's not enough to finish it. You got to find that star.
I see.
That's one of these auto scrollers. Now what the gum does is if you accidentally die, like if you fall to the bottom, you'll actually blow a bubble and rescue yourself.
Oh, that's
time.
nice.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. I definitely don't want to screw up because I've got my green clothes on. See, that's what happens.
Yep.
That was scary because I didn't know where I was going to drop. Grab another one. This is a free one because even if I screw it up, I'll live. Yeah, you're right. I like these constellations. Oh shoot, I just blew it. But I can make this jump. I did it before, I think. No, I can't. Now we get the scary drop. Here's the star. But it's cool, like this game has an inventory screen.
Oh.
So you can see what the things do and everything. You
Oh,
can
that's
see
nice.
your current, like, you can push certain blocks, I guess, with the flute. Oh, that's kind of neat.
That is cool. I wonder if this would have been considered like too hard or something,
I think that at this point,
or it wasn't like something that I guess that they thought America would want.
yeah, I think in '96, I think that they just thought that, you know, the Super Nintendo had kind of run its course,
Right.
and I think that had more to do with it, and also maybe they just didn't think, because this is sort of an anime type style.
Right.
And I don't know if they thought that America was ready for that, you know. It's not like now where, oh shoot, everything anime is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Another cool thing about this game is you get unlimited continues.
Oh, that's good.
Now, what platforming game like this do you think you played the most of?
I don't know. I did play a lot of Mario 3, I guess.
Have your volume turned way down. I have you turned up like Aaron, because
Okay.
I have to turn Aaron way down.
Well, yeah, that's...
He comes from the Jim Cornette school of vocalizing.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, maybe Mario 3. I mean, I would say probably that one, because it definitely, I think it was the most forgivable of those Mario games for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I don't think I've ever beaten 2 without assistance.
The only one I've ever beaten is 1 without assistance.
I beat 3 through before, but I've never beaten 2 without assistance.
Yeah, 2 gets really tricky in the upper levels.
Yeah.
Trip World on the Game Boy. I've never heard of that. Is it a similar style game to this?
Now, I'll tell you the NES game that I definitely played the most, just because I was trying to recreate the one time I did it, was I beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles once, and I could never do it again because of this jump.
Right.
There's a jump in the sewer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. In fact, there was a speed run of the game on Games Done Quick. And it's just amazing how easy they made it look. They're like, yeah, and you just do it like this, and it's just like, man,
it's not that no. And I mean, I know that the NES was not like a touch sensitive controller, but I felt like it was.
Yeah.
In that instance.
Yeah.
That it mattered a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely like a pixel perfect thing that you've got to hit it at just the right time. Yeah, and nobody knows why the turtles couldn't swim in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You'd think that they'd be graced with that ability.
And you know, even if you had like codes, that didn't that particular jump that didn't matter.
Right.
Because if you fell in, you just lost your guys. You only had 4 chances to make the jump.
Boy,
that was.
Really close.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I suspect that I'd have to have a lot of time on it to feel like comfortable playing it, though.
Yeah, well, this is I use some of my Addams Family skills.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of, in some ways, reminds me of that sort of like.
Oh yeah, definitely. Check this out, nice little jazz waltz.
Yep, that's cool. Oh, I saw that they, talking about Japanese stuff, I saw they re-released all of the Miyazaki stuff on, like, new Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is it anything that they've added to it or anything?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they did, like, remastering on it, but I saw them all at Walmart.
Oh. Well, you know, because they were blowing them out for super cheap for a long time. So,
right.
Like, I bet they knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's probably my guess.
So this is kind of a neat level, because you get to do this.
Oh, that is cool.
And that candle thing. Let's see. I want to say is there anything there? So, what is your favorite Miyazaki movie?
Probably Spirited Away. I mean,
yeah.
Now, I had Luke watch that one that you didn't like a lot. He actually liked it, kind of.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, he was.
I think it wasn't what I was expecting.
Right.
Because it is very different than like Totoro or Spirited Away.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think it's his very first thing he ever did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, besides, well, no, that's not exactly correct. It was well before he was doing other stuff, like, but it wasn't his first. I think his first maybe have been Totoro.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like I think the music sort of turned me off.
Right.
You know, it's that very like synth heavy stuff.
Well, you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like some kind of Dune thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, definitely. There's also an anime called Desert Punk.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that I've watched a couple episodes of. I'm gonna have to check out Trip World, Pishbot. That sounds like a pretty good game. You're number 1 with a bullet on my list of people that give good recommendations after this game, so I'll have to check it out. Oh man, I'm just doing terrible now. It's freaking jack-o'-lantern heads. I'm very high up now. I've been climbing up.
Yes.
It's a very tall level. And I don't think I picked up the star.
No, I've not seen you do that yet. So it's probably way down at the bottom.
Yeah. it's crazy like that. When the thing shoots you up there, it doesn't. You can't blow those blocks with your gun.
Oh.
Nope, that's not good. See, I think this is the last. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out where that star is. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the level. Isn't that, I mean,
yep.
It's a cool part. And now the cool thing though is now that I've finished the level, I can go back and get the star, and as soon as I get the star, I can hit select and exit the level.
Oh, that's cool.
So. This sort of takes, you know, for everybody listening at home, this is what Chad and I did every day after school.
Yes.
Like, we'd come over, and instead of this game, it was the Addams Family. But we listened to Yes records and play a lot of Addams Family.
Yep. Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Okay, Chad, have you heard any of these? Space Adventure Cobra?
No.
Starzinger?
I don't think so.
Cyborg 009?
Definitely not. Sorry.
Sorry, Henrik. Maybe those were bigger in Norway. Are you in, I'm sorry, Henrik. Norway or Sweden? I know it's terrible. It's like me saying, oh yeah, America. That's like the same as Canada, right? I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Well, yeah, and you know, as far as like Super NES games, you have to understand that there were only so many. There wasn't really a lot of games that we really were around too much. So there was Chrono Trigger for a long time, and even after beating it, still going through like playthrough several times, just like getting the guys stronger and stuff each time. There was that. Mario Kart, so we did a lot of Mario Kart. We did, like he said, the Addams Family. How do you get in there?
I don't know. I think I've got to maybe go. Oh, shoot. Is there somewhere I can blast through there? Maybe I've got to go up and around.
Killer Instinct.
Oh, yeah.
By the time that came out, we were hitting that really hard. So.
How do I get over there? There's definitely a way to get over there. Sweden. Okay, Henrik, I'm always going to remember you and Jens Linkman. That's I'll be like Henrik, Jens Linkman, and that will tell me.
Oh.
Here we go. Got a Super Saiyan up here.
Yes, I mean there wasn't really a whole lot of games. I would say that we saw too much.
We didn't have a whole lot of access to tons and tons of games. All right, so now we can leave this stage, and I think we're going to go to the shop. This is like a cutscene, which is another cool thing about this game.
That was the weirdest sounding flute of all time.
The curse is broken.
I don't know. That sounded very curse-like.
It sounded like the curse has arrived.
Yeah.
So he says that Cyborg 009 was famous because all of the voices were dubbed by one person, all the male, female voices.
That's awesome. I would like to hear that then. That'd actually be really good.
What was the first anime show that you remember? Was it Dragon Ball Z? Is that the first thing that you really got into?
Let me think.
Because, like, we were really kids when Voltron was on. I don't know that, like...
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching it, like, so, but I don't remember... oh, there was that one show, what is it called? 'Cause I actually had some action figures.
Battletech?
No, with the Silver Hawks, I think. But it was actually called something else in Japanese. Where these like people like they had these space suit looking things that had these wings and they were all different colors.
Like a Gundam sort of thing?
No, like they were like the people like actually had like suits that had wings on them, like themselves, like under their wings. I think it was called Silver Hawks.
Okay.
And that was a Japanese show. And it was called something different.
Do you remember this show called Brave Star?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Was that Japanese?
I think it probably was. That was on WGN.
Really?
Yes.
I had a Brave Star lunchbox in first grade. I know that.
Yeah, Brave Star. I didn't have when I was a kid. I didn't have WGN, but one of my friends did, and so I got to watch that.
Oh, okay.
That also had the Ghostbuster show, not the real Ghostbusters on the channel, with the one with the gorilla and stuff. So.
Was Thundercats? Was that Japanese?
Yeah, I mean, I bet if you look at all the animators, they're all Japanese.
But I mean, like,
was
did
there
it
like,
originally air in Japan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it probably should have.
Yeah. Okay, animated in Japan, voiced in USA.
I mean, and in fact, I mean, if you look at things like Transformers, even and G.I. Joe, you can tell that like the people doing all the animation are Japanese, like just the way they draw the people.
Style.
Yeah. So basically, only Master Universe was noticeably different. I think back then it was an American company, but it was
also was it an animated sort of very cheaply also?
Well, they rotoscoped a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is why everyone looks so lame running.
Right.
Because they really were lame running. You know, so.
Look at this guy.
Is this an
this
boss?
Is the boss.
Oh.
He's funky.
Yep. Oh.
He's defeated.
Wow.
It's funny, Henrik, we were just talking about He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like Sonic or something where it's like he's not really a bad guy after all.
I see.
He's just very odd.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I would say it might have been that one show. But when I was, I guess I was probably in elementary school, maybe when they first started showing Dragon Ball stuff here in the U.S. And it was like really early. It was basically once Master of the Universe was canceled. They started showing Dragon Ball at that time slot on Fox at 5 a.m. or whatever. So I'd watch it on, I think it was on the weekdays, but they only had at that time maybe like 10 episodes done in English, and so that's all I ever saw.
I don't remember Dragon Ball being a big thing until, like, was it on Cartoon Network when we were in high school?
Yeah, correct. It was. They started showing on Toonami.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Now, did you ever go see Masters of the Universe live, like the traveling show?
No, no.
I went to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was scared the whole time.
Okay, no. No. Have you?
It was around the same time that the movie came out.
Have you ever watched the movie?
I saw it in theaters. It scared me.
It's not a good movie either.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I watched it. I just remember being terrified of Skeletor. Like, he just looked so scary.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he does not look scary now.
No, it's. You know how Mario Brothers like used the name Mario Brothers? Well, that's kind of the same sort of idea with this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's more based on He-Man than the Mario movie was, but
it's a very loose affiliation.
Yeah.
Have you seen? The...
Actually, I saw that in the theaters, the Mario movie.
Yeah, I went to see that with Logan.
That was a bad. That was not good.
Nope. Actually, you know what? I think we were going to go see Mario in the theaters, and we didn't. We went to see Hot Shots instead.
Well, I think Hot Shots was probably better.
Probably so. But I think we did rent Mario Brothers at some point after that.
I think, yeah, it just wasn't. It was really weird.
Have you seen the series on Netflix about all the toys, the toys that made us?
No, you were talking about that, and then my brother was talking about it right after we had talked about it. But no, I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, the one on He-Man is the best one, just because you know that series was basically just a thing to sell toys.
Oh, absolutely, it was. Even the comics had the things like toys in them, and it was some weird.
Yeah, that was the whole thing was like we're gonna sell this toy with a comic book. And you're gonna see all the other toys in the comic book and make you want to buy the other toys,
right?
Sort of thing.
There's a guy I work with who, despite him being a lot older than us, was really into all of the Master Universe and all those things, and he was telling the story about how it was they didn't necessarily there wasn't a plan to do, I forget which one it was. There either wasn't a plan to do the show or there wasn't a plan to make toys, but one of those was not originally going to happen. And so people were like, well, you have to do this. Or
that's right. Actually, now that I think about it, it was the comic book was the original angle. They were going to sell the toy with the comic book, but then they decided to make the TV series.
Right.
Because they figured out some way, like some way to do it really, really cheaply and make a ton of episodes for like nothing.
Yeah, I think it was probably that rotoscoping method. So, I think it was Filmation that made them.
So the reason why I have to play this level over again is because it has a false exit.
Oh.
And I forgot about that. So you've got to find the door with the green spade over it.
I see.
You know what that mouse reminds me of?
What's that?
Danger Mouse.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that show?
Oh, yeah.
That was during a really weird time. Like when Nickelodeon would show like all those like British cartoons like Count Duckula.
Yes.
I always found those weird and also scared. Many things scared me when I was a kid. And that was there was just something about those. They looked so different. Okay, this is a real exit. But yeah, Banana Man. That was also part of that block. They were also. It was like really early Sunday mornings when they would show those.
Yep. So there was a show. I know you watched it all the time. I never watched it. The one that has that. Was it Claire Danes when she was younger?
My So-Called Life?
Yeah, I never watched that show.
I watched them all multiple times.
Oh,
I used to have the DVD set.
Yeah.
I like to pretend that like those characters were like people that I knew, and like I was one of the guys. What was his name? Brian Krakow.
Oh, okay.
Like, man, I'm just like that kid.
I see.
And I sold the DVD set, but I think it's probably on Netflix or something. My plan is one day to show Eat.
Did you watch that animated thing with the of the thing that was on MTV that was the
Eon Flux?
no, the one with the character who was not very enthusiastic about
Daria.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that too. Somehow I think that My So-Called Life might hold up better than Daria.
Probably.
Daria was actually a Beavis and Butthead spinoff.
Oh, really?
See, I don't know if this is the right way to go or not, because it's not the alternate exit. I guess I'll go this way, and if not, the level's not too long. I'll do it again. And these guys don't play around. I don't know if you saw this, but there is actually a Pete and Pete reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you're not a fan of the Pete and Pete official Facebook page, then I think you might not have known that.
Oh, no.
This is crazy. So this is officially farther than I've played in this game now.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so that was a mistake. It's very atmospheric music. Oh, boy. Oh, shoot. Alright, we'll just make the best of that. Wow. I could have skipped like half the level instead of that.
Yep.
Yeah, Daria was a good show. Pishbot. I always liked her Asian friend. I thought she was cute. I always pictured that her ditzy sister was like my sister. But then I realized later that my sister also watched Daria, and she thought that she was Daria. So I don't know what that made me. I don't know if Daria had a brother. I can't remember. Alright, invincibility helps me none. Oh, you can climb the curtains. Newsflash. You can climb the curtains.
That's
that
cool.
makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
So there was this
Can I follow this guy in here? No.
let me make sure what I was gonna say. I gotta think about it for a second.
Sorry.
Oh, I know what it was now. Like I was saying, I was going back through all the episodes that I hadn't finished, and one of the ones that I had never got to finish the whole thing on was the Christmas episode. And you'd said, did you ever? They asked you, did you ever do any kind of like? I think they were talking about like BBS kinds of things about. Well, so I was thinking, well, no, we didn't ever do that, but one of the things that would be important for people to know is what we did do online with the AOL chat, like randomly finding people that was in drum corps and talking to them.
Yeah, so like back when AOL was a new service, and like you could find like legitimate pseudo celebrities on there too. Like I remember talking to Mark Shaman.
Yep, that's true.
Like a very famous film composer. He did the music for The Addams Family and City Slickers 2. Which, the less said about that, the better. But
he also did the music for the South Park movie.
Right.
But yeah, it was. So that's how we spent a lot of our time.
Yeah.
And also like taking midis and like putting them into like Finale and doing.
Which is funny because I was going to use this MIDI file of this Jamiroquai song for one of our episodes. It was going to be even more obscure than Lady Smurf Blue Muchachos.
Right.
But I didn't even have a program that could play MIDI files anymore.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
I finally had to play it through Finale, which is a weird thing.
Right.
But yeah. Pishbot, did they have AOL in Scotland? Did they have Scotland Online? Oh, I've got the winged boots and the bubble gum. I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Dial-up is no good. Now here's a question, Chad. When did you last have dial-up internet?
Longer than I should have.
Like, what was the year?
It was in the 2000s.
I can tell you, I had dial-up all the way until 2004.
I think I would say that's probably pretty accurate about when it was, because I remember.
Because I still had net. I still remember having Net Zero when I lived in Maryland. I
had Net Zero for a while, still as well. I'd have. It's probably pretty close to around there. It might have been like a year later than you, so maybe like 2005. Man, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know where I am. Like, should I be? I guess I'm gonna keep going this way. Oh man, that's where I need to be. So close.
I don't think you can get back up there either.
I bet I can. I think I can. Maybe I can jump up here. Maybe. Come on. Come on. No, I can't. And I definitely don't want to die because I've got the winged boots and the gum. Oh, there's the exit right there.
Oh.
Just gotta figure out how to get there. Need another suit power up. You know, it's funny. I listened to a podcast called the Accidental Tech Podcast, Fishbot, and their opening sort of tune is the ba-dum, ba-dum, the modem sound. Boy, how do I get up there? Maybe I shouldn't have blown away all those blocks like I did a second ago. That was probably a bad move. Okay. Ah, okay. Now we're talking. Unfortunately, where will that take me? Okay, here. Suits. And there's bubbles, but how do I get up there?
Maybe you stood on the blocks that you broke first?
They didn't extend out.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know.
Let me try it one more time. Yeah, this is great music.
Yep. Yeah, dial-up, man. It was horrible times.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, in high school where it was dial-up and it was also, like, inaccessible from you'd have to fire up the redialer?
Oh, absolutely.
You had that program.
Yep.
That would just constantly try and connect.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something that I never was like, I remember you having like 3 different kinds of providers to sign on.
Right. Well, I know that we had AOL, and then we had Pipeline for a while, and then we went back to AOL.
But you had this there was another one that was like a pretty famous name that I thought was like a provider. Hold on. Something Scape.
Well, Netscape was the browser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was before Internet Explorer came out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You could either browse through AOL's browser.
Okay.
But then once we got Pipeline, then we'd browse through Netscape, and that was when we downloaded that Lisa Simpson Yellow Submarine.
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Well, I remember there was this one that there was something that you had something at the same time, and there was one that you were like, oh, don't use this one because it like cost more money to use it or something.
I think that what happened was we still had AOL.
Yeah.
But then when we had Pipeline, I'd use that mostly because that was $20 a month flat.
Right.
But AOL was still by the hour.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. That was. Can you imagine like charging by the hour for the internet? Like that was actually a thing that happened. It's insane.
That is crazy.
Oops. It's sort of like, remember all those commercials for like a dime a minute long distance?
Yes.
And I still remember when I had that girlfriend that lives in St. Clairsville, I'd always call, like, it's like 1-800-SPRINT or whatever.
Right.
I remember, like, I think Candace Bergen was on, like, the commercials for that or something.
That sounds probably right.
Ernest Borgnine. That's a really crazy jump. They didn't give you a lot of margin there.
Nope.
When did most of Scotland adopt broadband, you think, Pishbot?
Well, there's the...
There's a star. I like that. Okay, let's see what we gotta do. Luckily, you don't take fall damage in this game.
That's good.
Yeah, we had broadband in college when I was in the dorms, but it was definitely a long time before we had it at home after that.
Well, I mean, I remember in high school, you had a computer, like, he chose to have it on it, but your dad got that desktop that had a 5-inch drive on it, if you remember.
Yeah, yep.
I think it was a Dell.
Yep, it had a 3.5-inch, it had the big drive, and then it also had a tape backup system.
I didn't know about the tape thing.
Yeah, and that thing was a real waste of money, because he paid a lot for that.
Right.
And it's like the backups took so long, and it was like so difficult to restore from backup from tape.
Right.
Like, it was like a weird, it wasn't just like cassette tape or something, it was a weird kind of tape, of course.
I see. Yeah.
So it's like a merry-go-round level.
Yeah, man. The old
Oh boy. It's a good way to waste yourself. Hey, but maybe.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah. ...2004, yeah. How about you, Henrik? I'm sure that Sweden had broadband like in like 1986. You guys are always so far ahead of the rest of us. Thanks for life. More gum. This is one of these sort of levels where you've got to... Oh shoot, I already messed up. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
These guys look like Danger Mouse.
Yep.
I think Danger Mouse had an eye patch. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I think so.
Not sure if Banana Man had an eye patch.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they throwing like, their shoes or something?
I think it's cheese.
Is it cheese? Okay, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Oh, come on. That's cheap and unfair. Because if I would have jumped on that, it would have went away. My foot still hit it.
Right.
Well, that's the sign to get off when you see the spikes above you. This does not make me feel good about what the rest of these levels are going to be. I think that the difficulty is going to start to spike up here.
Oh, absolutely.
Why would they put those there? obviously we're supposed to go the other way here. You live on an island? So I bet it probably took longer for things to reach you there. I'd love to live on an island. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I probably would hate it. Let's ride the note right out of there.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't get the star that time.
Did you not? I thought you did.
No.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, the good news is that I've completed it, so you just hit select. How close do you live to Gothenburg, Henrik? Okay, so what I think is that if I drop down here, I won't die. Maybe that's a lie. Just trying to think about where that star could be. Okay.
Maybe that way?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe if I just ride this thing. Okay, just wanted to test it out. Oh boy. Maybe it's... Oh, that's dumb.
I think I know where it might be at.
Okay.
So, are you back at the beginning?
I believe so.
Okay. I'll tell you where, like, what part I think to go.
Before... Oh, we did this before.
Yeah.
Okay. That's alright. I need to get my suit upgraded anyway. Alright.
Yeah. So it's I'll show you which, because there's a one way that I don't think you
I
went.
didn't go last time.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
So instead of go that way.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, moving up towards the boss here. Go. Dumb. At least this is one of those games where spike deaths are like immediate. the purpose of that mouse?
Probably to mess you up.
Yeah, well, he's mission accomplished. Maybe he has to act like... Okay, I can stand on his head.
Oh.
Man, these guys are throwing knives.
Yep.
So Pishbot says he owns a vintage Swedish M1909 Mats Larson sheepskin-lined military army parka.
All right.
That is an impressive list of credentials for a parka. I own no parkas. Do you own any parkas?
Nah.
That's crazy looking.
Oh.
Okay, don't do that.
No, I don't have a parka.
Wasn't there a wrestler named Parka? Or was that La Parka?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm so used to talking to Aaron who knows everything about wrestling. But...
Yeah, I mean, the thing about wrestling is I watched it, like, from, I don't know, 90 to 93 or something, so...
Well, you got back into it, like, during the Monday Night Wars.
No, I don't...
Because, like, that was when you started bringing that Snuka figure to school. Remember that Snuka figure you had?
Yeah, but... okay, yeah, this is a Jimmy Fly. But, maybe it was longer than that. Maybe it was like 90 to 95.
I think it was one of those things where, like, you watch it, you were kind of like me. Like, you got out of it for a while, but then you got back in it. Because, like, I definitely remember going over to your house and watching, like, Raw one time.
Oh, okay.
That guy just needs to move out of the way. Okay. Having these make this a lot easier in some ways. See, it's like, why does it not crush him? That's awesome. Henrik also has a Snooki figure.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know if Luker had found it or not.
Do you still have it? I thought it like disappeared in the band room.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible that happened. I don't really remember. I mean, I know some of those exist. So, because I've seen him. So, because I've seen like Luke have them out or whatever. Is it possible to get through this with a red guy?
Yeah, it's got to be. I've just got to figure out what is the trick for setting the trap. That is not the trick for setting the trap. Okay. So part of the solution is getting that blue thing, for sure. If I can I push this thing? No. Maybe if I just run really fast. Nope. I think I did this before actually, and I met the same result where I had to go back and then I died. So I should not do this again. There's got to be a way to get through that. Do you know how to do that, Pishbot? Do you remember from your last time playing this game?
I wonder if you can set off the traps if you do your bubble thing.
Oh yeah, that's good.
No.
Good guess. Maybe you just run and jump over it. Alright. New plan, not that way.
As it, I guess, down below.
Can I slide under there? No. No. I feel like we've done all this before.
This does look familiar.
Yeah. But let's try again.
That's where you died.
Exactly the same thing I did before.
Yeah. That sounds like some other game I've heard before, but I don't know. I don't know what that reminds me of.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
This song sounds like some like one of those what's that guy's name? Bob McChesney, one of those, that trombone guy, like one of his like songs that he would play.
Yeah, yeah. It's got that sort of fairground.
Yep.
Guess I was meant to go in here. Oh, this is new.
Have you ever seen a mini game yet?
Never. Okay. Not the most challenging minigame I've ever seen, unless it really ramps up here towards the end. Two left. All right, perfect. I'll take it.
Right on.
There's a lot of bowling balls in this concert hall.
Yes, there is.
All right. Well, guys, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and end the stream for this evening. So, Henrik and Pishbot, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Adios. Oh yeah, I'll check out Trip World next time for sure. Definitely. Just remind me.